Kahalo Yahweh Bashem Yavashai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone of well. I am not a member, however, I have entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters, students, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. This is the post post Passover, but still in the Sabbath lesson here. And this is really, I got a couple of precepts that I wanted to read, but really this is just focusing on leaning on Yahweh Shai and being in a broken and contrite spirit, and also searching for mercy. And this lesson is born of, through yesterday, I was doing my best to make sure I did everything right, according to the Passover, according to the rules. I used like cilantro instead of horseradish or something like that. But I did my best. I did my due diligence on the research. I watched videos. I wanted to make sure everything was done right. And even still, I fell short on some things, and I learned after the fact. And what the very thing that I thought of, well, first let me rewind. As I was keeping it, my prayer was that, however I fall short, Lord, forgive me. And, I pray that that you look at my intent, that, search the hearts of men, search my heart and see that my intent is pure, that my intent is to be sincere and to do things according to your will. And that's not only for this, rehearsing the righteous acts, but it is for daily life, every day, that it should be your prayer that the Lord should search your intent. I think that there's a scripture on that, but we'll get this first. Okay, this is Psalms 51 and 17. Actually, we'll start at 15. No, 14. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, that thou power of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. For thou desire not sacrifice. Sorry, let me read that. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest. Oh, I already know what's finna happen. Once one notification come in, 1,000 of them gonna come. Okay. 16. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou desirest not in burnt offerings. Okay, and of course we, aren't doing that anymore, but I'm just reading it for the sake of, for the sake of the context here. The sacrifices of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, if we fast forward to now, are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O power thou wilt not despise. Okay, do good in thy pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem. And the part I wanted to hone in on, obviously, is verse 17, the broken and contrite spirit. So, the Lord, it goes without saying that the Lord is more merciful on those who, recognize their wrongdoings, or, that there is no ill will in your heart. You have a better shot at receiving mercy, at receiving a little grace, right? Especially through the way of the sacrifice of Yahweh Shai, right? That is not the doing away with of the law, but the fulfillment of it. So you do your best, and where you fall short, you can call on grace. But you can't call on grace doing whatever you want and living any way you want, and not having that broken spirit, understanding that you were supposed to lean on Yahweh Shai in spirit and in truth, and in a humble matter. Okay, let me find. The Lord searches the heart. Search my heart. I think it's something like that. Let me find it. Oh, okay, maybe. All right, I think we got some here. Psalms 139:23. So let me go to that real quick. I think this is the one I'm looking for. Especially in, the times we are now, it should be a heavy and somber thing. I know I feel my heart is heavy. I feel it. I felt it all day. Just praying that, that there's mercy extended unto me and to whoever is sincere, listening and learning, preaching and teaching, you and your family. I pray that the Lord extends mercy unto you as well. 23 and 24. Okay. Let's read that here. Psalms 139, 23 and 24. Search me, O power, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked ways in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting. And that's what we want, is for those wicked ways to be purged. Anything that is unprofitable, your mind gets plagued, and you get those thoughts that are not your thoughts, and you gotta pray those or fast those things out of you. And be honest with yourself. Again, turn, this Bible is your sword, your spiritual sword. You turn your sword on yourself and cut those things out. Okay, there's a great deal of what is it? Looking inward. What is introspection? I think. Let me see. I had to examine of yeah. There's a great deal of introspection that you have to do. And I say that now, but it's also something that you should continue on in your walk, in your faith, until the time comes where you don't have to do it anymore, basically. And this really didn't fall in line with the scriptures that I had, but you know what? Since we're leaning on Yahushua, we're talking about the mercies. I'm just going to read the last one, and maybe there will be other precepts that come to me. So this is Ephesians 2. Really, all of Ephesians 2 is good, especially talks about, leaning on Yahushua. But there are some certain points that we're going to get. And we can start at the top, all right? And you hath he quickened who were dead in trespass and sin. And, we basically have been made whole, or, on our way to being made whole, as we lean on Yahushua here. Okay, where in time past ye walked according to this world, according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, and the spirit that not now worketh in children of disobedience. So we want to put that off, and that goes into also having pride in the ways of pride, not only pride in the ways of the world, but that foolish pride that will get you destroyed. And that's something, that's not something that you want on your spirit. Because we understand the ways of this world, and they walk in pride, in their evil, in their wickedness. And we don't have to go into detail about that. Okay, and I'm going to fast forward and read 2 and 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of your own selves, it is the gift of God. Now, not of works, lest any man should boast. Now, understand, the saving is through grace, but your faith is that you follow these laws, statutes, commandments, and these things that are, that are expedient, things that you can do here behind captivity. Obviously, there are certain things, as we are not sovereign, we cannot do. But the things that are simply, that you can keep without issue, you should strive, okay? Strive lawfully. And where you fall short, okay, that's where grace comes in. And again, and I link that to, trying to keep these high holy days. You may fall short, but you are supposed to have the intent of being fully righteous. And if you do realize, maybe the scripture comes up later on in the day after you've already done what you needed to do, or, your brother does a video and you see, I messed up right there. Your initial thought shouldn't be, all right, maybe next time. No, your initial thought should be immediately to be repentant, broken and contrite spirit, praying for mercy. And that's where that faith comes in, because if you didn't have faith, then you would be no better than the Christian that you were, and I'm speaking specifically to us here in Babylon the Great. Most of us came out of Christianity, where it was just do what you want and say Jesus wept, and I accept Jesus into my heart. But the whole spill. You just do whatever you want, and then just say Jesus with with crab meat in your back tooth, and everything is all well. No, there should be a broken and contrite spirit, and the faith should go both ways. Not only that the faith that you read, that the Lord will give you victory or give you mercy, but also faith in understanding that the Lord will do what he said he was going to do on the other hand, right? If you walk in pride, or if you walk in disobedience, the punishments will come as well. All of it boils down to belief. And those that truly believe, all right, will be walking in that broken and contrite spirit. And that's really all I wanted to say. That's really all I had. This is, again, something aimed at me, but if somebody else happens, I always aim everything at me first. But, if this is, my prayer is that it is edifying to anybody that happens to see this, those of the sincere peoples out there. But with that being said, I truly pray that you are edified. Again, it's another quick one.